kids podcast.
You can go slow.
A kids podcast about.
Hi, this is Matthew, and I'm head of podcasts at a kids company about. We are so glad you're listening to this show, and I wanted to let you know that we've got an entire network of podcasts dedicated to producing original content that talks up to kids, centers the things going on in their world, and engages and challenges how they see the world and themselves. With shows about facts, climate justice, current events, and activism, there's a show out there made just for your kid. Check out the A Kids Podcast About channel on Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are found, or visit akidsco.com.
Welcome to the Activators! I'm your host, Leo Abelo Perry. On this podcast, we want to celebrate and amplify kids who are activating social change by using what they love to spread more love. Social change means providing opportunities for people and communities to recognize what's wrong and do something about it for the betterment of humanity. On today's show, we're talking to Sammy Vance, the namesake of Sammie's Buddy Bench project. But first, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 5? 1 being things are rough, and 5 being I don't know how good you're doing. I'd say I'm a 5. No matter how you're feeling, it's all okay. I'm glad you're here with me today. And doing a self-check can help you understand how ready you are to learn new things or meet new people. For now, you can just sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired. It's the final episode of our first season of The Activators. And today's guest is Sammie Vance, the creator of Sammie's Buddy Bench project. When Sammie first heard about buddy benches, she was inspired. And when her mom shared about a local recycling company that turns recycled plastic caps and lids into benches, she was called to action. Creating that first bench has since led to hundreds of benches made by recycled bottle caps and installed throughout the country. While you listen, think about the simple actions we can take to include others. And think how something as simple as a bottle cap can bring so many people together to help. Here's my interview with Sammie Vance. Hi, Sammie. How are you doing today?
Hi, Leo. I'm good. How about you?
Good. It's Thursday. So, can you tell us your name and your age?
Hi, I'm Sammie Vance. I am 12 years old, and I'm in 7th grade.
Cool. How are you feeling out of a 1 to 5? 1 being, I can't even imagine. 5 being off the charts.
I would say a 4.5.
I like it. What are some of your favorite hobbies to do?
I love to read and write and draw and just hang out with my friends in general, I think. I don't know if those are necessarily hobbies, but I love doing that, and I also love drama.
What is your favorite book?
My favorite book, I have a lot. There are so many books that I love. I love inspirational books like I Am Malala, and also a lot of sci-fi books like the Divergent series, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, just all those.
Cool. What are you trying to do to change the world?
So to change the world, I guess I have a project called Sammie's Buddy Bench Project. And for those of you that don't know, a buddy bench is a place when someone is lonely, they can sit on the buddy bench and another person can come up to them and ask them to play, and they can play together. We did this in a unique way because we collected plastic caps and lids to make these benches. So that way it would be helping the environment, helping friendships, and helping bring the community closer together while collecting the caps.
Yeah. So, Sammie, where did the idea of buddy benches come from?
So I'm not the first person to actually come up with the idea of a buddy bench, or as some people call it, a friendship bench. I heard about it when I was about 8 years old and going into 3rd grade. And I thought that it was a good idea because I was only myself and I didn't want other people to feel that way because it's not a good feeling. So I went to my mom about the idea, and she did her research and eventually found a company down in Evansville, Indiana called Green Tree Plastics, and they take the caps and turn them into benches. So we thought that we could do the buddy benches in this way, so that way it would be helping the environment and friendships. To make the benches, there are specifically plastic caps and lids that go into the benches. So anything from water bottles to laundry detergent caps, toothpaste caps, there's so many. And the reason that the company actually does the plastic caps and lids is because they used to not be able to be recycled. So this is a way that can be accomplished.
Sammie, how many caps does it take to build a buddy bench?
It takes...
Actually, before Sammie tells us, why don't you take a guess? And while you're guessing, we're gonna take a quick break. I wonder if there's any plastic bottle caps or lids in my recycling. I'm gonna go check. We'll be right back.
Hey kids, my name's Matthew. I'm a teacher, a librarian, and I'm the host of A Kid's Book About, the podcast.
What's a podcast?
Great question. A podcast is a show that you listen to, usually on a smartphone or really any device that connects to the internet. You might even be listening to a podcast right now when you're hearing this ad. And at A Kid's Book About, we talk about the big things going on in your world. Every week we chat with authors from our award-winning A Kid's Book About series.
A kid's book about what?
Well, everything. Racism, disabilities, belonging, diversity.
What about anxiety?
Absolutely. Anything that's important to you is worth talking about. These are the things that are shaping your world, and our guests are people who've been there too. New episodes release every Monday. Find A Kid's Book About, the podcast, wherever podcasts are found.
Welcome back to the Activators! And my conversation with Sammie Vance. Sammie mentioned before break that the Green Tree Plastics Company in Evansville, Indiana, takes plastic bottle caps and lids and turns them into benches. Can you guess how many caps and lids it takes to make a single bench?
It takes 200 pounds of caps, so it's a lot. And I think someone actually counted the caps, and it took like 19,000 caps.
Sammie, how did you make the benches in the first place? And, that many caps to make one bench is crazy. How did you get that many caps?
So at the beginning of my Buddy Bench project, at the time, it actually took 400 pounds of plastic caps and lids. So it was a lot more. So that way we set a goal for ourselves to get one Buddy Bench in 1 year. Our principal helped with making that goal just to make it so it was pretty reasonable. It was a pretty reasonable goal, and we told that to all the students and everything. But with the community's help and all the school and everything, we actually ended up getting 3 Buddy Benches in 2 months. So it was about 1,600 pounds of caps. It was about 1,600 pounds of caps because we collected extra as well. But yeah, that was about to get the first 3 benches, 2 months. And then the word kind of just spread from there, and I probably helped about 200 different schools and groups get Buddy Benches.
Sammie, how many Buddy Benches did you make and raise?
Yeah, so I have probably helped about 200 different schools and groups get Buddy Benches, but there's been other communities that have done it on their own that I wasn't a part of or maybe I'm not aware of. But yeah, I probably personally helped either with donating money or donating caps to about 200.
Cool. Do you know how many physical benches you donated?
Yeah, there's so many people. I could probably ask the company Green Tree Plastics how many benches they've helped, because they're a huge part of it. They're the ones who actually make the benches out of the caps. So they probably have an amount of Buddy Benches they've helped create, but it's a lot. I know that. And in one summer, Walgreens actually helped to get 75 Buddy Benches, and we spread that all around Indiana. So there's so many.
In the world right now, how do you feel? And how do you think the world could change in the future?
I love that question. I think that's an amazing question. I think that with everything happening in the world with the pandemic and so much more, that being able to see people making a difference, such as you at such a young age, it helps motivate a lot of people and keeps them going. So I think that even though a lot of people just see 2020 and 2021 as a downer, it can really be, you can think on the positive side as well. And for the world in the future, I don't see it as a utopia. Some people may wish that the world could be perfect, but I think it's really hard to imagine that because the world's never going to be perfect. Everyone makes mistakes and that's okay. So for the world in the future, I just hope that everyone maybe can take a few more steps to be a bit more kind to each other. And that would really make a really big impact.
That is an amazing answer.
One of my quotes is, you don't just have to be an adult to make a difference, you could be a kid too. And yeah, I love it because I also feel like Leo and me can connect a lot. I have a podcast of my own. So Leo, I would love to get you on my podcast sometime.
That sounds, yeah. Tell us now that we need information now. Like not like demanding you, but like we need information.
So my podcast is called Sammy Smiles, and it's where I interview people who inspire me and in hopes to make other people smile. So I believe I've been actually, the year mark is like, I think last week was the year mark of my podcast. So thank you.
Golf clap. That's amazing.
Thank you.
For all the listeners out there who are listening right now, if you're already an activator or you're just getting started, I want you to get in your superhero pose. And we're all going to say activators on 3. We're all going to give Sammy a very big activators cheer on 3. Okay, are you in your superhero pose? Are you ready to say activators on 3? Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Activators! Okay, thank you so much, Sammy.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you. It was so great to chat with Sammie Vance today and to learn how Sammie's Buddy Bench project has reached so many kids, schools, and communities throughout Indiana and the whole country. Here are some things I learned and lessons we can take with us as we make the world a better place. Number 1. So I did a little research on buddy benches and actually asked my school if they have any. And we do, but they're in need of some little updating. Have you taken a look around your school or playground to see if there are any buddy benches? If not, or if they need a little love, Sammy has on her website an amazing checklist and FAQs, which means frequently asked questions, on how to get started on making your very own buddy bench. Number 2, who knew plastic bottle caps could be turned into something useful and loving? Wait, am I the last one to know this? After chatting with Sammy, we actually researched where our local recycling center is and are hoping to work with them to build buddy benches at our school. Do you know where your local recycling center is? Do you know if your school or community center already partners with them to recycle and maybe even reuse the materials to build other items? Number 3, Sammy does a lot. Seriously. She has her own podcast about kindness and sharing smiles. She makes friendship benches to help kids make friends and is saving the world by using and promoting recycled products. And throughout it all, she invites and collaborates with other awesome kids and their projects. Don't be overwhelmed, though, by all her awesomeness. Like we always say, and we've heard our guests say, start with something you love doing or take a personal challenge and turn it into something that spreads joy and love. And maybe you'll also start changing your community and the world for good. Thank you to Sammy Vance for joining us today. You can learn more about Sammy by visiting sammy'sbuddybenchproject.com. While you're there, be sure to check out Sammy's Smile podcast. You can even listen to Sammie interview me on Season 2, Episode 3 of her show. Thanks for having me, Sammie. If you'd like to know more about Sammie's Buddy Bench journey, you can read all about it in her book, Inspire the World, A Kid's Journey to Make a Difference. And I actually just got the book, and it's really good. And thank you for listening to this season of The Activators. It's been a lot of fun working on this show. I hope you've been inspired as much as I have been by all of the amazing guests we've had on this show. Man, I can't believe we're done. I'm really gonna miss you all. The Activators were written by me, Leo Bello Perry. In full honesty, many other people, including my mom and the greatest human ever, Matthew Winner. Our show was edited and produced by Matthew Winner with help from Chad Michael Snavely and the team at Sound On Studios. I've loved saying your names each episode. Our executive producer is Jelani Memory, and this show was brought to you by A Kids Podcast About. You can write to us at listen@akidspodcastabout.com and check out our other podcasts made for kids just like you by visiting akidsco.com. Thank you again for a great season of The Activators!
Hi, this is Matthew, and I'm head of podcasts at A Kids Company About. We hope you enjoyed this show, and we'd love for you to check out our growing library of shows at A Kids Podcast About. Whether you're looking for storytelling with crafts and activities, fact-finding with experts and enthusiasts, or looking to explore and understand your world better, we have got a podcast for you. Check out the A Kids Podcast About channel on Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are found, or visit akidsco.com.